Good morning, everybody. I am so missing many of you today due to the weather. It's very cold, it's very icy. I hope y'all will be safe and make wise decisions. Preferably just stay home, all right? But I did want to talk to you about today's lesson, just in case, if you're doing other things instead of my classwork today. So let me get to the day. So what we're doing today is we are working on our argumentative essay text. Now you'll notice on here I put quick journal prompt, don't do today. I'm moving this to next week, so don't do it, all right? But one of the things I wanted to explain real quick is some of the basics that you must have. So obviously a thesis in your introduction, body paragraph 2, a counter argument, and then a conclusion. So this is your second draft, so I'm expecting a full draft. It doesn't have to be perfect at this point, but it does need to be a complete draft, all right? We are still writing about the H.L. Mencken quote. It says that the average man does not want to be free, he simply wants to be safe. So that is what you're arguing, is to what degree is Mencken correct? Similarly, by this point, you should have some evidence, all right? So history and literature are the top two that are the best to choose from. Entertainment's okay, but definitely don't choose personal. And the reason for that is simply because there is no way to fact check, okay? So as awesome as you are, there's no way for me to fact check what you tell me. So please don't use that. Now, if you don't remember when we did this is from way back in January. Here's the original lecture video for that. So please feel free to open that up and listen to it. That's where I kind of unpack the prompt and start discussing the whole essay process. But one thing I did put on here, and I want you to take a look at it, is first of all, is my response using the template. I wanted you to see what I did. I chose to handwrite it just because that's how my mind works better. So what I've done here is I've briefly annotated the prompt, and I kind of simplified what it is that I'm writing about, right? That humans choose safety over freedom, agree or disagree. Now, like I said, this is my first official draft, so it's still pretty rough, and so you can see stuff's marked out. You can't really see the erase marks. You can see I still haven't put in my evidence 2, but this is something we're going to talk about is when is it okay to just have one piece of evidence? When do you need to have 2? All right, and so you can go through, here's my counter argument, and then lastly, my concluding paragraph. So you do need to have all parts for this essay at this point, I am expecting you to turn it in using the template, okay? So if you want to handwrite it, just print it off, write it, take a picture, submit. You can type it up, that's fine too, but it must be in this template because I'm still checking that you have all of your parts complete. So that's there for you to look at. But then because my handwriting is atrocious, I typed it up here. All right, so you can see what I've done now. Again, this is still really rough. I have not gone back to revise and edit it. So whatever errors you see are just authentic errors that I made from writing this up. But what I would like you to do is to just use this as a model. Not that this is the most perfect writing in existence, but you can see a formal introduction where I have a hook, I have a connection, I kind of introduce the topic, and then I have a thesis. So you can see how that works. Similarly, you can examine how I transition between paragraphs and the fact that I have topic sentences before I get into my evidence. And then you can also examine evidence and explanation to see the relationship there. There should always be more explanation than evidence because this essay is to judge your writing, not the writing of others. So make sure that you're not just quoting big chunks thinking that that's going to fill your essay up. All right? So there's one body paragraph, excuse me, second body paragraph. Here's my counter argument. So remember in your counter argument, what you're doing is you are addressing what your opposition would say. You have to, examine what they say, but then also explain why they are wrong. So sometimes you have to introduce new evidence, but that is, up to you. I did introduce new evidence here. And then I have my conclusion, so you can see how you conclude. I'm still harping on this because some students think that you just restate your thesis. That is not good writing, okay? And I apologize on behalf of all the English teachers who ever told you that. One thing you will notice is that there's sometimes when I have personal pronouns in the form of us and our. And so what I wanted to do is explain why I have those in there because here you go, right there. All right, I do have personal pronouns. Our nation's leaders stood firm to limit our personal freedom. So now I'm doing this for a rhetorical purpose. I'm trying to build not only my credibility, because they are my leaders too, it is my freedom too, but also to just really emphasize the fact that we are all in this together. All right, so I'm not being lazy. You will notice that there is no I think or you should, right? There's none of that, but there are times when I talk about our, like all of us together, all right? In that instance, if you can explain why it's there for a rhetorical purpose, you may use it. However, if I see any I think or I believe, I'm gonna mark it out, just so you know. Just be ready for that, okay? All right, so now that's my essay. I also put the prompt back up there just so you can see it. On the off chance that we are not meeting tomorrow, just in case if the weather gets worse, I was planning this to be another independent work day. So here's where you will submit your second draft. I was hoping to be at school tomorrow so I can print them off, but here's the deal I'll make with you. It's extra credit if you turn it in tomorrow. Officially, it's not due until Tuesday, but if you turn it in tomorrow, that gives me time to get a head start on the reading and grading of them, and so I will thank you for that. Next week, we will work on this some more, but it's not officially due until Tuesday. So if you don't turn it in tomorrow, it's all good, all right? As far as tomorrow goes, we're still waiting to hear from the district just because the weather has been so wonky and we really want people to be safe. So if we do not physically have class tomorrow, if it's a remote learning day, you need to log in to Canvas. I will have my Zoom open if you need me. If you don't need me, that's your business, all right? You are welcome to text me during school hours. That is fine too, all right? But overall, please make sure, oh, I forgot to add one thing. Tomorrow is when I'm gonna put your 1984 quiz on here. All right, we were gonna do it today. I meant to copy and paste it down here and I accidentally just deleted it. So I will put it for tomorrow. So please make sure that you've read through chapter 4 of book 2 in 1984. Okay, that will be up here tomorrow. All right, so be safe, stay warm, put your animals in the house because it's too cold for them outside. And I will see you guys hopefully next week. All right, bye.